We're about to fit the front screen back in, and just to prove again, not everything goes to plan. So the screen was up in the loft, just got it down and I broke it, which is really annoying. It was a good screen, that was an MPI screen, proper MPI screen. So what I did was I just pulled it on the end and it got caught up in the middle. And yeah, I suppose it's just stressing in the wrong place, so I'm pretty gutted about that. That screen actually come out the ERA, but it's an MPI screen, so Mark said you can have it for Sprout if you want, so I was going to fit that. So Sprout will get its original windscreen back in, which is, it's no problem with it, it's fine, it's quite a good windscreen, but it's not an MPI one. The only difference really with an MPI one and not an MPI one is this black bit here for the mirror, because the mirror goes on the screen, and the SRS airbag warning. Obviously didn't have airbags on earlier minis, but yeah, so not everything always goes to plan, guys. So, and there's Sprout's original screen. Obviously it's filthy at the moment, but you see what I mean, it doesn't have the blacked out bit for the mirror and doesn't have the SRS warning on there. Like I say, not a biggie. Would have been nice to have the original screen, a proper SRS screen in there, MPI screen. It does have the original tax disc though, so yeah, let's get that cleaned up and ready to go in. Well, that's that then. Oh, I can't believe I've just done that. So guys, I think I'm going to call it for today. Bit of a disaster really. So, bit of a debrief. What went wrong? So, I have never broken a mini screen in my life, and I've probably fit maybe 15, maybe 20 screens. Never broken one. So today I've broken 2 in one day, which is quite impressive. I doubt many other people have done that. First one obviously was a handling issue, so that's my own fault. Second one, why did it break? Well, root cause, couple of things. Frustration, I got frustrated with it, and I guess, a bit of complacency. I wasn't careful enough. The other thing that definitely was a factor, so I've just done the rear screen. I honestly felt sick after breaking that second screen, honestly, sick to the stomach. And you really start doubting your own ability then. You think, what? Yeah, I've done this so many times before. What did I do wrong? So basically, if I feel the rubber on here is pretty hard, even though I warmed it up in the bath, the rubber was still pretty hard. If I feel the rubber on PL, it's much more supple, and on Vinny, so this rubber's just really hard. I don't know why. So I've just done the rear screen. Like I say, I just wanted to get back on the horse. I didn't want to go to bed tonight thinking to myself, you're a numpty, you can't replace a windscreen anymore. So the biggest difference though on the rear screen, I just went round it with a heat gun, got it nice and hot, and the rubber just went really soft. I put the rear screen in, no problem at all. Took me probably 10 minutes. So when I come back to doing the front screen, I just need to heat it up more. Like I say, when I've done screens before, it's been in the summer, rubber may be a bit suppler, I don't know, but I got it wrong. So I was going to do a video of me replacing the windscreen today. I obviously won't do that, because do not follow me, because I obviously I'm not doing very well today. It is really frustrating though. Today I really wanted to get the car watertight. You know, same sort of thing when you're building a house, you want to get the roof and windows in. So I wanted to get the windows in, get the car watertight, give it a wash off, and then I haven't got to worry about dust or anything getting in the car. I have just given it a wash because I needed to wash off the spray. So I've done that. Biggest thing that's frustrating now is how can I get another windscreen? I think you can mail order them from Mini Spares, but they don't guarantee them. So you can mail order it, but there's no guarantee it'll arrive in one piece, which is quite a big gamble, isn't it, on something that probably costs over 100 quid. I don't know how much they are actually. I bet an MPI screen's over 100 quid. So yeah, I just don't know. Very, very frustrated I am at the moment. I would normally just jump in the car, drive up to Mini Spares, go and pick up a screen, come back and fit it, but just can't do that at the moment, can you? So, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't always go to plan, and I know sometimes people comment, you make things look so easy, they don't always go right, and you know, I could just leave this video and not put this video up, and then put a video of me putting in a screen with no problems, but I just wanted to show you it doesn't always go right. So far things have gone pretty to plan. I haven't had any disasters, and touch wood, you know, I'm yet to slip with a screwdriver up a panel or dent it or something like that, so I hope to God I don't do that, and you know, something's got to go wrong. And I think I'd prefer it to be a screen which I could just go and buy a new one than me denting the paint or scratching the paintwork or something. So sorry if I sound a bit depressed. I am. That's really peed me off. But yeah, it's mini life, I guess. Cheers, guys. Right, I hope you know me well enough by now to know I have absolutely no patience at all. So ringing around, trying to see what I could get last night, I managed to get hold of a front screen locally. Well, very locally actually, Mark had one. So the screen is a screen that was in kit originally before it was restored. So it's quite nice to recycle stuff like this. It isn't an MPI screen, so it doesn't have the SRS warning, it doesn't have the mounting bracket for the mirror. Although I've got some mirror adhesive, I can put that on the glass, that's not a problem. And it's not perfect, it's a 30-year-old screen, and it's just starting to delaminate on the edges, although once it's in the rubber I don't think you'll see that. So, third time lucky. Basically, if this goes wrong, I'm scrapping this footage, because you do not want to see a grown man cry. It doesn't make good viewing. The biggest difference I found last night was heating up the rubber a little bit more. And like I say, that rubber is just really hard. So let's get the rubber really nice and hot. Same as before, we've got just some car wash in a sprayer, quite a concentrated mix, and that's all we're going to use to put the screen in. Right, let's go round to something's not right. That windscreen rubber is so stiff. I've just got the old one out, which I didn't really want to reuse the old one, but it's 10 times more supple. So the saga continues. You'd have seen that with that window rubber, the window went in a matter of minutes. And it fitted in quite easily, and as other people have said, checking the windscreen aperture, so it went in, but it was tight. It's literally, I could feel it's touching top and bottom. Now I measured and I measured again, and if you look at the early videos, there was 41 centimetres written up the top of the screen there, which was the measurement for the windscreen aperture. Sorry, and it's still 41 centimetres. So it's the same size it was originally, but I'm not putting the original screen back in now. Certainly main hassle so far has been that rubber. I'm not going to try and refit that again. The old rubber, it just, as you see, it went in so easily. But anyway, it's tight. It goes in, but it's tight. So I've taken the windscreen back out again. I have taken off about 2 to 3 mil. Just in the middle here, because at the edges it's absolutely fine, but just in the middle, 41 centimetres wasn't enough. So now I need to etch prime that, prime it, put some colour on it. Hopefully I can do that quickly. I'll use a blowgun to warm it up to get it drying off quickly, and I will be back in a moment. What a saga, eh? I don't know what, genuinely at that point where I haven't got a clue what I have and haven't videoed. I think it's take 3 or take 4, it's probably take 4. So I've ground back about 3 mil off the windscreen aperture. I've etch primed it, base coated it. I haven't lacquered it, there's no point really, it's underneath the rubber. And we're gonna have another go now. I'm sure some people will watch this and say, you know, be screaming right from the start, windscreen aperture, it's the wrong size, blah blah blah. I genuinely don't believe, I don't know, it measures exactly the same as it did before, but we're not putting the original screen back in. And I broke the original screen because I got frustrated trying to get it in the rubber. I am not fitting that new rubber back on. It is just, I'm not having that fight again. That one is so much easier. Let's get on with it now. Let's see how we get on. I don't know how long that was, minutes. Like I said that before, I might have been doing myself an injustice, to be honest. I reckon that would have gone on with the windscreen aperture like it was. That was, I don't know, it still felt quite tight, it still felt exactly the same as it did before, but I'll just give it a little bit more and it pushed in, and then obviously put the surround in. So now I've just got a lot of tidying up to do, to be honest, a lot of cleaning. The great thing about it, using that just car wash, is you can just go out and sponge it off now. But I need to clean up the inside as well. So, what a palaver, eh? Doesn't always go to plan, does it?